So it turns out yesterday my worst fears were realized. If you tuned into the True News broadcast, they were trying to show you a little window into the future that I already see, and guess what? The chat wasn't buying it. Nobody was, all the boomers in complete denial of the future that awaits them. It's pretty scary stuff to see all these boomers here deny the advancements in technology that we have. They really don't believe in the 5G. They don't believe in the machines. They don't believe in any of it. They don't believe in the mass unemployment. They don't believe that they've already staked out all the jobs that AI could completely take over in 2016. I mean, I've done multiple videos on that document. I've made multiple videos about how there's going to be mass unemployment after the AI 5G robot takeover, and how the only people, even in the TED Talks, they admitted that if you're not able to create, you won't have a job in the future. And it's truly incredible to me on how you have all these so-called adults, you know, they're at least 40 plus. That's not that much older than me. That should tell you a lot about our future and our reality and how really effed we are if they don't even believe in this technological advancements that we're having. And what that guy was talking about was only basic stuff. He wasn't even going into any of the serious transhumanist, humanity plus, brain chips. Adam Green, hello. He said that they think that they're doing brain chips on mice. Hello, they're doing full-on brain chips in human beings already. They're turning humans into human antennas already. They're already implanting all these kind of things that give off signals, devices, do whatever inside human beings. They don't care. The Brain Initiative, you don't hear anybody talk about the Brain Initiative. They act like it doesn't even exist. They act like we're not massively experimenting on the frontal cortex of every human being within the United States. I mean, you have Owen over here trying to sound intelligent by they're turning the flicker rates and mind controlling it. Anytime they say that, they still don't show the patent, even though I have the patent and I've done the video on the patent over there, which is the commercials coming in your dreams soon. But you know, this is what I'm talking about. This is their ignorance. Like the whole clown world thing, the whole Alex jokes, never admitting he's wrong and Israel's in charge of everything. Like these kind of things will always bring you down because you're lying. You're a liar. When you need to put on a face to speak to humanity, guess what? Humanity will figure it out because that mask will always fall off. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. Yes. Yeah, when I heard that in the mask, I thought, well, that's not necessarily true. Not everyone needs to wear a mask to talk to everybody. You only need to wear a mask if you got something to hide, honestly, or if you're not quite certain about yourself. You know, you lack the self-esteem to actually, you know, say things that who you are, the things that really matter, the things that should be said, instead of worrying about all these non-existent feelings, all these non-existent future, all these things that really don't matter. I mean, just look at how sick this is every day that no one says things because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to hurt this other grown-ass man's feelings by saying things that need, oh my, we can't say these things because, you know, then it would hurt her feelings. Oh, you know, these girls are so weak nowadays. If you raise the slightest of voice, they just break up in tears. They cry. That's not normal. These women have been beyond destroyed. There's no there's no salvaging them. Just like the boomers, there's no salvaging them either. This whole technological takeover, our generation right now, we're the ones that are going to have to deal with it. Just think about this. People my age, people in my group, we're sandwiched in between these two idiotic generations. We have one up there, we got one down there. And we have one right behind it that's fully brainwashed into believing Israel is the greatest thing ever. That's that so-called the most conservative Republican generation, just like Paul Joseph Watson and all the other establishment retard idiots want to believe, like Don Jr. and the rest of them. You think I don't see that trash already? Like I said, you Israel-loving hacks. Hello, it's not normal to love another country or to shield another country as much as you idiots do. I mean, it's just like Tory News and Tucker Carlson talking about nothing. That's the sad fact of the reality, is if you go back and you look at Tucker, in the beginning he was talking about stuff, but guess what? Now he's been talking about nothing. Unbelievable. It's truly sick. Day in and day out, people are dominated by Tory News in their mind, just like President Trump, just like anyone he hires. Why is Don Jr. going to England with the rest of his stupid family. Why is the rest of his stupid family all of a sudden involved in politics? We didn't vote for the rest of his stupid family. There was only one Trump we voted for. Guess what? Why is no one bringing up the fact that Moshiach is over there at Bilderberg? You know, David Knight tried to bring that up, and then he couldn't talk about Bilderberg anymore. I wonder why that is. I wonder. So out of all the years, this should be the ultimate wake-up call for David Knight, too. So every year you're allowed to talk about Bilderberg. But this year, InfoWars can't really talk about Bilderberg. Why is that? Because Jared Kushner's there. Because the little Moshiach. Because Alex Jones' little love interest and everything else that is proven to be true. What a fraud. Resign already. Just like Owen, too. He doesn't know anything he's talking about. Gonna lure you even further more into enslavement and destruction because these people lack the will that needs to be done. They are under some kind of contract. They're under some kind of control. They're under something that prevents them from doing the right thing. And it should be pretty obvious to see. So when will we realize that these boomers, that these idiots, that these people who can't even understand the basic advancements of technology, can't even understand how truly advanced we really are, will lead us into destruction, will lead us into enslavement, will let the PLA just walk all over. Notice who are the ones that are causing all the problems right now in the world who won't make these decisions in the military. Guess what? It's no young person making these stupid decisions in the military. It's all these older people. It's all these brainwashed people. Hello, all those commanders. I mentioned it before. They're all brainwashed by CNN or whatever the hell they watch, too. You don't think those generals at the top, like I said, are all placed to be there as political, like, pawn obstruction paces anyway? It's truly incredible. Why do we got to sit here day in and day out? It's like you're being whipped every day into submission, and you just don't realize it yet. And, you know, I heard a funny story, too. I heard that people couldn't even survive whippings back then. I heard you could only survive maybe 3, maybe 4 whippings before you die because your back has so many nerves and it's so painful that you just black out from the pain before you could even take 10 lashes. I don't know. That's what I heard. But anyway, let us continue on. Because, you know, you always see, just think about how many lashes in the beating that Jesus took. Just think about it. I heard most people can't even survive more than 4. Unbelievable. And people want to sit there and not do anything. People just want to act like they are summoning the mark of the beast. They want to act like there aren't these kind of faceless, long-haired, you know, teeth of a lion, creature, locust things hanging out in the center of the earth with Abaddon right now. That is totally 100% true. There are creatures. They're not even demons. Or the Bible would have called them demons if they were demons. So they're locusts. They're locust creatures that just come out with these tails that sting with armor. Fully armored insects over here, led by, you know, a command. Can you really believe this? And it goes even to more detail about the, you know, other things that happen afterwards. Just even great detail talking about the thunders. Paul, I saw who wrote it. It tells you right in the beginning. If you go to Revelations 1, it tells you that guy's talking to Paul. So, anyway, we figured that answer from the last video. But if you continue on, it'll say that, you know, there are 7 thunders that say something, right? And then God tells Paul not to write down what the 7 thunders say. What did the 7 thunders say? What could they have said? Just think about everything that's happening right then and there. Could you imagine that this is the most unbelievable event ever? And then, I'm not really sure, but I think does Paul literally eat a Bible or a book? I want to ask Pastor Anderson that because it sounds like Paul literally eats a book. I wonder what kind of book that is, or if it's just like, I always think, is it a supplement? The ancient astronaut theorists would be like, well, you know, it says book, but what do we else know that looks like a book? You know, like, oh, you know, pharmaceutical packets look like a book, and, you know, could it be some kind of advanced nootropic to allow him further access deeper into the subconscious? Is that why he said it tasted like honey in his mouth but bitter in his tummy? Could it be some kind of supplement? Some kind nootropic. You guys seen that alien nootropic, right? Where they believe that our ancient ancestors already used nootropics. Or as David Childish would say, he would be like, it's it's an intergalactic nootropic. Yes, yes. And then they ride the spaceship with the nootropic to another galaxy. And then in that galaxy, they take this sacred mana and they mix it with this nootropic and they come back in the spaceship into our dimension and reality and absorb the nootropic. Yes, giving them this enhanced interstellar being. Yes, truly, just like all those other retards out there. You know, if you were really around, people were talking about all this stuff that's supposedly taboo right now longer than most of these people have been alive. Believe it or not. You know, most of us right now, it's like, Owen Benjamin's starting to realize too that he's been around a lot longer than most of these like YouTubers or any of these people giving him advice whatsoever, and it should be the other way around, but our society is flipping upside down to where we need to take advice from children instead of advice from adults. So, you know, Owen Benjamin's starting to I hope more people are starting to realize that, because that's what I'm talking about. You wonder why our society is dying. You wonder why the boomers don't believe advanced technology is happening, because you have a bunch of people who have no idea because they're not being shown it on television. Like Richie from Boston said, notice how it's a black scrying mirror. You know, the television is a black mirror. Black scrying mirror. They're controlling you, folks. They're controlling you with the scrying mirror. They're implanting these demons into you through the scrying mirror, just like how I said that show Mr. Pickles, that fully demonic show, is designed to possess you. Okay, that's fully admitted. If you were ever growing up and watching that show was designed to possess you. Unbelievable.